We're live, Jane.
We're live.
I've just got to be able to press the button and it's all frozen, but we'll get there. It does this sometimes. We just have to be patient until it decides it wants to play.
We love technology, don't we?
There we are.
Here
Look,
we are.
there. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You?
I'm very well. Yes, sorry, my vat of coffee this morning to see me through the day.
Delicious.
Jane. This is rather fabulous.
It is. It's a little bit cheaty because that's not sewn together. That's just printed fabric, which is rather lovely, isn't it?
I mean, if you're going to cheat, this is the way to do it, right?
It? It's beautiful. It's a lovely collection.
So, who is the collection by? Where's it come from?
It's from Andover Fabrics. It's by a duo of ladies, but they go by Max and Louise. They've created the fabrics, and it's called Fernshaw, the collection.
It's not just called Fernshaw, because the fabrics have names.
They do.
I don't mean like floral ditzy. What are their names?
We've got Ron,
Ron.
we've got Charles,
Of course.
and we have Philip.
Brilliant. Ron, Charles and Philip are today's show, everybody. Here they are in the studio looking resplendent.
Aren't they?
Is the word I can use here. We have got it in 3 colourways, so whatever your colour preference, we have got it for you. But, there is a but,
Yes.
cannot lie. We are limited on the number of kits that we could do because
Yes.
of the border.
Yeah. There's a lot in the border. Takes 1.5 meters of fabric.
Is there much then left over after that?
Not a vast amount.
Oh, okay.
Enough to do maybe a cushion to blend with it. I'll show you. I'm using my leftover bits. So one part of my quilt I'm just doing with plains because I didn't want to cut into any more of the fabrics. So I'm just using the leftovers from my kit. So you'll know how much is left over because you'll see it.
Oh, well, perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Should we say good morning to everyone before we start
Yes,
then?
let's do that.
Let's do that. I need to turn my volume down, Jane, because otherwise...
We'll have an echo.
well, you just hear yourself and it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't
It
like
is a
listening
bit
to
weird.
myself.
No, and the kids have given me their cough, which is really nice of them.
Yeah, they love sharing. It's nice.
I like that I've instilled that in them. Sharing's caring.
Yeah.
You know when you should have been more specific.
Everything but your germs would
But
be
not
nice.
that. Yeah. Lorna's here, Jane's here, Helen's here. Good morning, everybody. Donna's here. Good morning, Natasha and Jane. Love this quilt. We all love this quilt. It's timeless, isn't it?
Yes, it's very classic. It's got a selection of classic blocks in various sizes, and it's just really nice.
It's a bit of a feel of a brighter French general in there,
Yes,
isn't there? Yeah. Val says good morning. Claire says good morning, everyone. Claire, how is it? She's been away. She's been away now. Pat's here. Jimmy's here. Good afternoon, Jimmy. Ginny's here. Good morning to all the Makes family. Joy's here. And Claire and Jane. Good morning, ladies. Wow, Jane has done it again with this quilt. It's not a break the bank quilt either, is it?
No, I don't
really
think it is,
isn't.
no.
Evelyn's here and Julia's here. How is grandmotherhood, Ginny, treating you? Oh, no, it was Julia, wasn't it? Not Ginny. Julia had the little one, Poppy. Aww. Little baby Poppy. Right. Shall we show bundles? While everybody joins us, shall we show bundles, Jane?
Let's do the original. This is the one that's on the wall behind us. We've got a little bit of a treat in here.
Oh.
Because there's a little bit of fabric that we found and we just couldn't resist. So,
do I know about this?
Yes, I think you do.
Oh, I found it.
You found it.
I found it. I'm like, oh, what did we do? What did we do? That sounds so exciting.
We've mixed some of this with our cottage cloth. We haven't got a lot of that left either, and we've managed to find some that blends beautifully. We've got
I said to Jane, could we
linen texture in there as well,
what
which
planes?
Works gorgeous.
So we had a good rummage, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the running Anneman just always comes up trumps.
Yes, beautiful. And because running Anneman is under the house of our Andover I think the dye palette is very similar, so it does blend beautifully.
Well, we had a good look because you said that you wanted this colour and then you said you wanted a lighter one
Yes.
to contrast, so we found that
Yeah.
just beautiful.
Just works beautifully.
And this is the one that you can see on the wall.
So this is
If I change that.
what we've imaginatively called the purple one.
Crikey, we took some time on that, didn't we?
did, didn't we?
Didn't we?
So we've got this beautiful, this one is Philip, I
Hello, Philip.
think. Yes, this is Philip. Let me just double check that because, yes it is. This is Philip.
Oh, he's rather fabulous.
It's gorgeous floral. It's got this lovely, what I like about this collection is they all intermatch.
Yes.
So you could buy all 3 kits and make a great big quilt with everything in. It's lovely because it's got this lovely aubergine purple in it and then this lovely teal colour with the beautiful pinks.
So wherever you're at with whatever collection, mix
Yeah.
and match through. Perfect.
Yeah. Lovely floral. And you get a fat quarter, but I literally use that much.
Oh, is that just the centre bit?
The centre bit. So you've got quite a little bit left over.
Hang on. When I said to you, do we have much left over? You're like, no! Yes, we do! Got a great big chunk.
You get loads left over of this one.
Oh, this one.
But the border fabric, there's not much left over that. You
What's
might
the
be able
border called?
to Ron. Love that.
Amazing. So Philip,
This is Philip.
he's going to hang about a bit. But Ron's gone.
Yeah, he's out. He's out the door.
Ron is gone.
We are limited
This-
with Ron.
Will never tire to get old.
No.
Never cease. Right, let's have a look. What else we got in there?
So we've got the cottage cloth, and I've gone with the sort of orangey pink colour there, which is
They don't
against
have names,
that.
so
No,
they just have
don't.
numbers.
And then this more of a reddy tone, which is slightly darker.
It's like a terracotta, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. It's
that
gorgeous.
one's sort of terracotta, and then we go darker.
And of course, because it's this cottage cloth, it's got like this linen-y texture, and it blends beautifully with the colours in there.
It really does.
Then we've got a nice 60 centimetre piece of our linen texture Q, which
Nice.
is, I think it's called linen, the colourway.
Yes, it is, which I always think works so beautifully, actually, with the purple. I've
Yes.
always loved it with that
It's
purple.
got sort of a bit of a grey tone in there, so it's lovely.
And as this is particular grey, bluey purple.
Yes, it is. It's a lovely, yeah. I love this. It's sort of an aubergine purple, which is on the greyer tone.
But it picks up the gold. And
Yeah.
of course, you've got the gold hidden in here.
And this is Charles.
Hello, Charles.
This is Charles.
Hi,
This is a beautiful Ditzia print and a more sort of two-tone. It's got the lovely golds and then the aubergine grey behind, which matches the grey
In there
in there
perfectly.
beautifully, and the golds are the same. Obviously.
Every now and then, Jane, I will buy in a little collection that's perfect for quilting.
Yes.
And this
And
is...
I open the box and I go, can I have this one?
And she
Natasha's
knows,
like-
she knows. Like, you do know, don't you, that
Yeah.
I get them in for you?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Yes.
And then this is a bit of our cottage cloth, and that blends beautifully with that one. Just a shade darker to make the difference because they go against each other in the quilt. And then we've got Ron.
Ron.
And you have 1.5 meters of Ron because we cut parallel to the selvage to get our striped border.
Look at
This is beautiful because it's got all of the colours in. It's got the teal and that lovely aubergine purple and the pinks and the golds. It just brings a whole
it's
collection of
spectacular.
fabrics together.
I feel like I'm in some exquisite country house.
It is. It's all almost got a tapestry feel to it.
Yeah.
It's lovely. And then...
Talking of tapestries,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got to show you one. I completely forgot to bring it in. I'll go and grab it in a minute.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a new one because
Yeah.
I saw that there were some new ones came in.
Yeah. It's got elephants on it. I'm not going to lie. It's ridiculously gorgeous.
wonderful.
Now, this
This is a little bit of a treat, this bit.
It is because we went through our purples. We always have that purple thing, don't we, Jane? And
Yeah.
we go, why don't we have this sort of purple? And in our normal planes, we don't. However,
This is a bit of Tilda.
it is, which
That's
just
called aubergine.
was perfect.
And I used this for the binding.
We don't have grey purples in our collection. We've got bluey purples, we've got reddy purples, but we don't have a grey purple
No,
like
not in our
this.
plains, no.
And so my little eyes hit upon here, and my little face
And I
lit
did a little
up.
skip for joy because I was like, that's perfect!
Yeah, I sort of threw it at you. I was
Yeah.
like, what about this, Jane?
I loved it because I used this for the binding. It's just a smidge shade lighter than this purple, which is what it goes against. So it gives a nice edge to the quilt.
It's in that colour palette. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Do you want to see? There
You
we are.
see, probably can't even see it on this because it's only a quarter of an inch, but just a little shade lighter, but pulls this colour, matches this colour beautifully.
Happy
So I
days.
just think it's just perfect.
Jane, I'm going to let you show the next colourway while I go and get what I forgot.
Your tapestry.
Which is ironic because it's got elephants on, and elephants never forget. They never forget. They don't, unless they're me, in which case they do. Hurrah. Let me just check
So-
everyone's okay.
3.85 metres of fabric in the kit, I think Gemma said.
Ooh.
So that's quite a nice size.
Jan's hit the nail on the head. She says, morning all, soft and subtle beauties today.
Oh, yes.
She's talking about the fabric, Jane, not us.
Not a soft.
I don't think I've ever been described as
No,
subtle.
never
That's
soft
subtle as a
either,
brick to
no.
the face, me. Ginny says, my daughter's also called Poppy. She's 38 years old. It's a timeless, beautiful name, isn't it?
It is a gorgeous name.
I had a horse called Poppy.
Oh, did
I
you?
didn't name her. She was already called Poppy.
Oh, right.
And she was lovely, really lovely. Lisa's here. Morning, Lisa, or good afternoon, Lisa, because she's in that there Australia. She says, good morning, Miss Jane, Tash, and everyone. Good morning. Sandy's here as well. Joy's here. Kathy's here.
I forgot.
Auntie Elizabeth had to have her John call. He has reminded her, poked her, and said, "Oi,
Get on, it's Natasha.
come on, your friends
Yeah.
are waiting." Carol's here and Jane's here. I'm going to go overhead for this one.
This is imaginatively called the pink kit.
Jane, we have excelled ourselves.
This is lovely.
Hang on, but it's got...
It's got teal in it. Because I'm in this kit, we focused with the pinky red, sort of an opposite to the purple.
Yeah.
I pulled the teals that are in
course you
this
did.
one, because this is the one I think would look nice for the centre. Teals against that.
Nice.
Now this is cottage cloth, this isn't linen texture because it's got a bit more of a goldy tone to it, which I felt blended better with the pinks.
Nice.
So
Look at the teal in there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and get my elephants before I get distracted, Jane.
yeah, so fat quarters of those three, which are the centre, and again you'll have more than enough left over from those. 60 centimetres of what we're calling the background fabric, which is, again, this is cottage cloth, it's not linen texture, so it's a bit more, there's a bit more of a yellowy gold tone to this, slightly warmer. This is the same fabric of Philip that's in the centre of this one, but it's a long quarter, and you'll see why it's a long quarter rather than fat quarter when we come to make the bit. And then this lovely pink. Now this is linen texture, and this is a lovely pink colour.
It's like body bags, isn't it?
Yeah. And then our beautiful Ron, and this is in the pink red colour tone.
Good old Ron.
Gorgeous. And then this is cottage cloth that we've put in for the binding, because it's that beautiful deep red that matches this background colour here beautifully. So
Oh, that's decadent, isn't it? Look at
isn't it?
that.
That's gorgeous, really rich and beautiful. And then the finer colourway
Excuse me while I rustle. I've just got to open the packets.
is our gorgeous teal.
It's tealy now. I can't resist, Jane. You just set me up for these things. It's tealy good.
It's tealy good. So that's the pink colourway. And then our teal colourway. And in the teal colourway, we've used the teal of
Philip.
and then we've put the plummy purple
Oh, nice.
aubergines against him,
Nice.
because that pulls these colours here.
Yeah.
We go back to linen texture Q, which is linen,
Right.
because it's got that grey purple tone to it.
Don't mind me.
We've then got Charles in a
Hi,
beautiful
Charles.
teal colourway.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of cottage cloth there in a gorgeous teal, and that's
Beautiful.
the same teal that's there.
Oh,
And then look at Ron in this colourway,
Ron.
because he's rather splendid. And then we've gone
Oh,
with
this is
cottage cloth
clever.
again in this really deep teal, which blends nicely with this colour.
That's really clever. I love how they put these colours together in this collection.
And you can see that they'd all work together. So like I say, if you wanted to make a bigger version, you could buy all 3 kits, use the fabrics in all 3, and have a rather gorgeous bed quilt.
Jane, no, it's not. I was just going to say, is that stripe in Ron, is that the same in all 3?
The middle section is it's all slightly different colourways.
So you could do one side in one colour.
Yeah, or just make bigger borders. Put these fabrics in between and make little blocks go round. All sorts of different effects that you could achieve.
Thinking if you bought the 3, you wanted to make a big one.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Or you could make blended cushions that match. But you can see all the colour tones are similar, but in the teal version, the purple is more accented on here. The pinks and golds are more accented on the pink version, and then you've got your aubergines, but all the teals and the pinks are the same. Just slightly different variations of the colours. It's rather splendid.
Can I show you something
Yeah,
completely different now?
gorgeous.
Can I?
Yeah.
First up. Leonardo sold out last week, and there was muchos upset at Leonardo. I'm not sure if I left my sample at Crate Club. You know the one I mean? This one.
Oh yes. It's rather
Leonardo
lovely.
sold out, so look what's arrived. Back in stock.
Back in stock.
Leonardo is back in stock, so if you missed out last week...
Oh, look at these with that.
I know.
I mean, I know we haven't got any more of that, but
it's rather gorgeous.
lovely.
Because then you've got that mix of absolute classic and a bit modern.
Yes. Ooh, nice.
Jen, I
Love
like.
it.
Can I roll that your way?
Yeah.
Pop that over there. Because, and I don't know why I didn't get this first time round, Jane. What was I thinking? I wasn't
Did they
thinking.
not show you? This is what happens. Sometimes they don't show you stuff.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am kind of torn as to whether or not to, I kind of feel like curtains in it. Could you imagine? Do you think that would be too much in my sitting room?
I think they'd look really nice in this hall. with your red quarry floor.
Oh, yes. It's time for an update on these curtains in
They'd
there.
be gorgeous in a hall, wouldn't they? Because it's such a heavyweight fabric. It'd really nice.
Oh, yes. So,
I can see the carpet bag in this.
couldn't you?
Yes.
Just perfect. The carpet bag pattern, by the way, is heading out today for anybody waiting on those. I just needed to finish it off.
We just needed to check the measurements, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were a little bit.
We had a bit of a busy week last week, one
It was a
way
bit
and t'other.
crazy, wasn't it?
But we are back on track. Now, the other thing to point out for anybody sell this by the metre, by the way. I have wanted for years and years and years to make curtains out of these tapestry fabrics.
Yes.
Because you don't have to do much about lining because they're so heavy anyway.
Well, and they're so beautiful on the other side.
They are double salvaged.
Yeah.
So you can actually pattern match perfectly on them.
Yeah.
I didn't realise until I actually bothered to read the blurb and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that, curtain making people that get it and realise that's what we need.
Yeah. It is beautiful.
Mm. Do you know what? You're right. That would look fabulous in the hall, wouldn't it? I'd have to upholster a chair though as well.
Well, yes. Like
Thanks,
a nice
Jane.
cushion. Yeah, because you've got nothing else to do.
Nothing. But I would need a pom-pom trim.
Yes, absolutely.
And Miss Emily has elephants all in her bedroom.
Does she?
Yeah. So she's going to need something out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it make gorgeous cushions as well.
Yeah. So there might be less for sale than we originally thought.
You might be having to order another roll just for yourself.
Well, I mean, it does happen, Jane. It has happened before, and it could well happen again. So if you fancy this, I mean, I just love the back of it as well. Look at that.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
Isn't it stunning?
Yeah,
It's a beauty.
it really is. It really is.
It's now in stock and arriving today. You know, we had the lovely floor. What have I done with all my samples? I did a little floral pouch.
Yes.
Did I put my extras, snaffle them in my drawer? I might have. This one.
Oh, that was quite popular, wasn't it? 'Cause it's so
This
pretty.
one sold out last week, right? And it's sold out at my supplier as well.
Yes.
Okay, so I can't get this one. But what I have done is get beautiful sprigs. You know when you do a flower arrangement?
Yes.
It's like these are the flowers in it, and then you have the beautiful sprigs with smaller flowers in.
Yes.
It's like that. It's
Ooh,
on
that sounds
pre-order
lovely.
on the website at the moment. Giordano,
Ooh.
possibly, is what it's called. Gemma says it with her linguistic flair.
Yes.
Yes.
She's very good at her accents and her...
Yes. However, as she is not here today, you have to put up with my less flaring.
I'm not even going to try.
I am flashing my secret stash of tapestry now, aren't I? Nothing to see here. Nothing
There
to
we
see
go.
here. Jane, what are you going to make? Which bit of this are you going to make for us today?
You asked for some of this as well, didn't you?
Ooh, oh, we haven't finished. Sorry, I got a little
No.
bit previous.
Because most of the kit is taken up with the 1.5 meters of the border.
Yes.
We do have meterage, and we've done some 1/2 meter heavens
Amazing.
of Charles and Philip.
Amazing.
So
Show us, Jane. What
we've
you
got Charles here,
Hi, Charles.
and we've put him with a bit of biscuit
Oh, nice.
because it just pulls out this lovely colour, and it looks quite dull on our monitor, but that is quite bright, and so is this lovely gold colour.
We love a biscuit.
This lovely biscuit is.
Sophie loves a biscuit.
Nice. So there we go. That's Charles.
Thanks,
Biscuit, 1/2 meter heaven.
Charles and biscuit.
This
Charles's
one
biscuit.
is Philip in teal, and this is just so gorgeous. I
Jane.
love this colourway.
You see, I went on the school run whilst you were.
Yeah, like I had a play.
I know. I left you to it.
So if you don't like my colour choices, you can't blame Natasha. It's me.
I mean, you can. You can.
I put that with teal.
Nice.
Just had to be done. The really deepness of the teal lifts it all, I think.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Oh, good work, Jane.
Oh,
So this just means you can have extra cushions, or if you just want to make a bag or
Yeah.
whatever. Our 1/2 meter heavens they've become kind of the staple, haven't they?
Yes, they
Because
have.
whenever I try and make something, I try and keep it within a 1/2 meter heaven, and then maybe something else added in if needs be, like a cork bottom or something
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
But I try not to go over this sort of amount.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different when you do a quilt.
yes.
You just do whatever you
But
want.
we have got quilt patterns that use 1/2 meters.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, absolutely.
So this is Charles again with
Yes.
our amethyst.
Yes,
I love this colourway, the teal with those purples.
it's very pretty, isn't
But
it?
it's also rather nice with the gold as well. So that
Oh, hang. What?
it's a bit gorgeous. Yes, I did do a little bit this morning with colours.
Oh, because they're all into.
They all
Yeah.
mix and match. It's rather clever.
Oh, tricky.
And then we've got the, it's called Philip. The colourway is E. I'm not quite sure what E is, but... And I went,
Exceptional.
yes. I went with gold.
Gold!
Gold!
Yeah.
Just because I felt this part of the leaves and vines needed to be pulled out of that.
Yeah.
I did want to go jadey colour, but when I
It's
put the
too
jade
much.
on, it was too heavy.
Too heavy. Yeah,
took
no, I'm with
away
you.
from everything. So I like the gold with it.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Bold gold.
Yes. And then this is Philip L, which I think L is for linen because it's the linen-y
I
colour
think
in the
it's light.
background.
It often
Yeah.
stands for light.
Yeah. And I've put this with coral. Just
Oh,
because that
nice.
sits midway between the dark and the light
Yeah.
in the pink.
Good job, Jane.
Nice. So we've got
Good
those
job,
in half
Jane.
metre heavens. Again, not a vast amount.
Well, no, because most of it's in the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't dither. That's all I can say.
Unlike you over the colour
Yeah,
choosing.
I mean, unlike me, who took a while choosing the colours.
Oh, look at me, I've got all my stuff on show.
Anybody think you came back quickly from Create and Craft and just put everything
Well, no, I've been making stuff as
Oh,
well.
yes, you have. There's
So,
something rather
tomorrow-
exciting over in the corner.
We are all about gardening.
I love this fabric that came in. It's just beautiful.
Well, yeah. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a boxy cushion. Now,
Like a kneeler for when you're doing your weeding.
exactly that. Because, Jane, do you remember when these first came in and we all went, oh, the PU works beautifully.
Yes, it
So you
does.
can put that on soggy grass
Yeah,
and you can wipe it clean afterwards.
perfect.
I've gone with the twigs all the way round.
Nice.
But you don't have to. And then our vegetable spot is there. It's got a handle.
Yeah.
It's got a zip.
Nice.
Not that you can really see it, it's hidden.
Nicely.
I mean, it's not hidden, it's just camouflaged in there. And we've also got, I've stuffed this with foam bits,
Ooh.
leftover foam bits. So Gemma's brother upholsters VWs for a living.
Oh, right, yeah.
So he's given us all of his offcuts, which sit
Nice.
nicely in there. So we've got those for you tomorrow as well. Rather than them going into landfill.
Yeah, let's use them up.
Yes. There we
Because you
go.
could make your box cushion without the handle on necessarily for your garden chairs, couldn't you?
Well, there's that option. And also, when you have barbecues, right? We actually had a barbecue at the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because it was nice, wasn't it?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Plus, I just bought Josh a barbecue for his birthday, which isn't until May, by the way. But the blinking company I bought it from didn't cover the box. So it arrived in all its glory.
Yeah, like, I'm here.
Woo! No surprise here. Like, oh, well, there you go then.
That's your birthday present.
Tut. So yeah, so of course the first little bit of sunshine, he was there in shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops. I was there in my big down coat.
Yes.
Like, pass me another burger. Yeah, but we barbecued because we're British.
Yes.
And
And the sun was out.
that's what we do, whether it's warm or not.
Yes.
That's
Put
what
your
we
thermals
do.
on and get out in the sunshine.
Well, it meant that the bunnies could have a day out.
Oh, lovely.
Their wet weather play today.
Yes.
They're in their barn, in the bunny
Oh.
barn. But they went out in the Daviary.
Yes. I bet Dave's loving this weather though, isn't he?
Oh, perfect for him.
Splishing, splashing.
And we've fixed the hole in his pond.
Oh, yes.
So he just glides up now and then just waddles out. And the chicks can come down and drink at his pond. Mind you, I've seen what he does in his pond.
You don't want to
I
drink it.
want to,
No.
no. Do you want to pop some fabric on there then and we can get going?
Yeah, let's make it. We'll
Let's do
start
this
with doing the middle section.
I'm going to get out the way, Jane, and go and sit on a
I've done-
squeaky chair.
I've done quite a lot of prep for this because I really want to show you how to do the mitered border.
Oh, okay.
As I say, I've just taken some planes to show you the bigger star that's created from the middle section because I didn't want to cut into any more of the fabric. But I was able to get my centerpieces. What have I done with those?
Jane, while you look for those, I've got some very exciting news that I completely forgot to tell everybody.
Oh,
Over the weekend, a certain piece of equipment arrived.
oh.
Now,
I am going to have to just nip into the workroom, I think, because I don't think I brought those bits of fabric through.
what do you need?
There should be a square of this
Uh-huh.
and some little squares of...
Do you want me to
Those.
go?
I think they're on the cutting table.
I'm going to turn my mic off.
Okay.
All right. And then I'll let you carry on. And then I'll tell everyone our very exciting news.
Well, actually, I can't do any of the demonstration without some, so maybe you tell exciting news and I'll switch my mic off and whiz.
Go on then, I'll
Because I know what I'm looking for as well.
I've just muted myself. I've unmuted myself.
I'm off, so I won't make a hissy noise.
Right, so the very exciting news is it's for all of you Natasha Makes design members. When I started the subscription, I was very aware that we were going to build month on month the library that we have, and we have a Zoom call once a month for all of the members, which is really, really lovely. However, I didn't feel like that was enough. And I always knew that this was what I wanted to add into the membership, but I didn't want to promise it until I knew I could do it. So from now on, once a month, we are going to have a Zoom workshop. So what does that mean? That means that in advance you can get your kits if you want to, or you can use your stash. There's no pressure for you to buy anything extra. If you've got it in your stash, you've got it in your stash. But if you want to buy and make along as we do, then do. And what it means is that you will be able to come onto Zoom. You'll be sent the link, and then we can make together, which I think is really exciting. So you will have a workshop with me so you can ask any questions. We will record it, and that workshop will go into the membership space, which is a closed group and only for members. So it's there then as a workshop that you can dip into anytime you like. So if you've missed it because timings don't work or you're busy or anything else, don't worry, you still get that workshop.
Nice.
And it will always be there. So every month there'll be a new workshop added, and you get that workshop with me.
That's exciting.
And we are going to roll this out May bank holiday.
Lovely.
So when everybody else is off, and you're sunning yourself somewhere, aren't you?
Croatia.
Yeah, which is beautiful. But have you been?
No, not yet.
Stunning. We will be doing this on the Monday, the bank holiday Monday.
Lovely.
So that's when this will happen. So for all of you Natasha McCarty Design members, now you get a workshop a month as well.
Oh, lovely.
There you go. And if you're not a Natasha McCarty Design member and you want to sign up, if you head to www.natashamccarty, I'm not McCartney or anything else, McCarty, no H, designs.com, and you can sign up there.
Cool.
$6.99 a month.
It's not bad.
For a workshop, how much would you pay to actually go to a workshop?
If you go to a workshop now, you're looking between £40 and £60, depending on how long, and the rest, some of them.
There you go. Without any travel or anything.
Yeah. Sit at home in your pyjamas.
Nice. We won't judge. You don't have to come on screen if you don't want to. That's the other thing.
No.
You know, it's entirely up to you how much you want to take part. If you want to chat, if you don't want to chat, if you just want to watch and lurk on the outskirts, then you can do that. If you want to get involved, then get involved. It's entirely up to you, but it'll be 10 o'clock.
It's nice to have the Zoom feature as well, because then people can ask questions, can't they, as you go?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So that is our very exciting news. Hurrah!
How lovely.
As you were, Jane.
Thank you. I began to panic because I couldn't find them, and then I looked on the floor and there they were.
Ah!
So I brought a big pile of scraps in with me just in case I had to cut them all again.
That's like most of my wardrobe is on the floor. I believe they call it a floordrobe.
Yeah.
They're clean. They just haven't got hung up anywhere.
This is it. So you've got your middle square. All your measurements are within the pattern. So, and then you're going to cut 2 squares of this lighter colour, and you're going to cut those in half across the diagonal from corner to corner. So you sew the 2 opposite sides to your square, the long side of your triangle, which you've created, and then you're going to sew those. So you're creating a square within a square.
But on point.
But it's on point then.
Nice.
Now the best way that I find to do this, to make sure that your triangle is central to your square and that you've got equal seam allowance either side, is to fold your square in half, edge to edge. Just finger press the middle bit, middle crease. So you've got a crease there and there. And then fold your triangle in half, wrong sides together. And just finger press that middle bit. Now be careful because this is a biased edge, so don't pull it, just gently finger press it there. And then you can place them right sides together and you can just line up those creases. Not so easy to see on the pattern fabric, but it just makes sure that your triangle is in the centre of the side of your square. And you can pin that on, or you can just take it straight to your machine, 1/4 inch seam throughout.
Oh, Jane, we're a bit skew-iff with the old machine, and that's my fault because I moved it all.
That better?
Yeah.
That's a good angle, isn't it?
Now, whilst you're there doing that, I need to put my glasses on. Farmer Ali, it says, good morning, all recovering from an amazing colour weekend course with Kaith and Brandon. Oh, my mind exploding. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That would be fun.
In a very pretty way, I would imagine. And John on YouTube says, good morning, just got the purple fabric and pattern. Thank you. Love the show. And Sue says, the Zoom workshop sounds really good. And Megan says, ooh, that workshop sounds fab. I was hoping for something like this. It has taken us a while.
Well, it's all a learning process, isn't it?
I'm going to be really honest. It's thanks to Josh that we can do it. He has worked out the technology. Because I just...
Well, you and I are a bit... technology run away, aren't we, really? Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like, whoa, technology, I'm scared.
But he's worked it out.
Yeah.
He's a good one. He's worked it out. He will be there on the Monday as well. Just pressing buttons.
It's handy to have him.
Well, just because I don't trust myself. And because if I'm doing this, then, you know.
You've got to be able to concentrate on what you're doing as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
So just pressing them away from the square, the triangles away towards the corners. Just sits nicer, I think, than trying to press them inwards. So that's your centre part of your square on square. Now, to make the sort of feathered effect, it's done with half square triangles. And we start with squares. And a square of your darker pinky red colour that goes with this, that blends with that colour, or your teal or your purple, whichever one you've chosen to purchase. Mark your diagonal line from corner to corner. Now I always start in the middle just because it's a bias, and although I've pressed all of my, not pressed it, starched it, best pressed it, flattered it, whatever you want to use, I still always start marking from the middle outwards along a biased edge. And you'll need, I think it's 8 pairs of squares for the feathered edge border. And you can chain piece these, so you can right sides together with your coloured square and your background square. And you can just go down one side.
Jane Vivash is saying, will you warn us ahead of time of the fabric requirements, as I too have a fabric stash of monumental proportions? Yes. If there is anything extra to fabric that you need, then I will do like a top-up bundle for you. So if there's anything else that you need, we'll make sure. And SJ is working on a part of the Natasha Makes website where you can buy anything like that, in readiness for the workshops. Yes, Jane, I will let you know ahead of time of the fabric requirements that will go in the email so that you know what to do. We're going to start nice and easy so that I can check that technology works.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do something really complicated and then cry because I can't. But what it means is that we have our full studio setup like we have for the shows, but through Zoom. It's very clever.
That sounds fabulous. So I went down one side, got to the end, just pulled it slightly to make a length of thread, and then just went back up the other side. So you can see, you can really get through those quite quickly, chain piecing them. And then we're going to cut them in half along the marked line.
On the line.
On the line. So just line your ruler up corner to corner. And just cut along that marked line.
Claire
so that
says
creates
go on.
2 half square triangles.
Perfect. Claire says she's going to be away. She'll miss the first one because they're away. But they will be recorded, Claire, so you're not going to miss them. You can watch them at your leisure.
Yes. So what I found was when I came to make this, because there's a little bit of seam matching because this is your border part, where these come together.
Nice.
I pressed half of the triangles with the cream under the seam. And
Cream under the seam?
Or the seam cream side. And then half with the red, with the seam under the red. And, you know, although we always say try and press to the dark side, this just helped with the seam matching. And as I always say, if you want, whichever side you want your seam to be under, if you start pressing with that facing upwards, you'll always get your seam on the right side. It's the way you want it to be. So we press those triangles up and away, and that creates, from those 2 squares, you then create 2 lots of half square triangles. Now you need to have 2 sewn together so that the dark colour is on the right hand side, and 2 together so that the dark colour is on the left hand side.
Nice.
And again, you can chain piece those into pairs, so you'll have 4 pairs of each. And it might be worth just laying it all out first, and then you can pick each piece up and know that you're still in the right place. And so you'll have 4 pairs with your red on the bottom left, and 4 pairs with your red, or the dark colour that you're using anyway, on the bottom right. And then we're going to join these together, and this is where, because we've pressed that seam that way and this seam this way, when we come to put those together it nestles and you get a nice crisp join. Comes nice and neatly together there. Now it doesn't come right to the bottom because you've got your seam allowance. So don't think, once you've sewn it together, don't think, oh no, I've made a mistake here. Your seam allowance is there. So you've got those. And you'll have 4 rows like that. And you take 2 of them and you sew them either side of your square. So we'll just do that. Just lining them up. On each side, so opposite sides. And then with your other 2 rows,
So do you do opposite sides first?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
always work opposites. It just helps to. Now I found it was easier to press the seam on this side,
Right.
just because you've got all those little seam allowances there, so it tends to lie flatter if you have it on this side and press your square up and away from there. It's quite bulky, so you just have to take your time as you go over all those seams. And so your top and bottom rows there, you're going to add a square of your background fabric to each end.
Okay.
So again, you know, you could chain piece these, you could get the two lots and do it all at the same time. I think this could be a weekend quilt, the quilt top anyway at least, because there's not a lot of piecing involved.
The most complicated bit is this bit,
Yes,
isn't it?
it is really. This is the one that you have to just take your time and work out your layout, if you like.
Because the rest are, you've got triangles to add, and then you've got half square triangles is the rest of it, isn't it? And sashing.
There's again, we do the square within a square, so we add triangles to the outside edge, and I'm just going to show you how that works. So we just add this top and bottom, and we'll just get that. And because I've pressed these seams towards the square and those seams towards the plain square, again, you've got that nestling of your seams there, so you'll get a nice corner, sharp corner. And you might, at this point, you might feel that you need to just pop a pin in along to the seam edge just to make sure you are in the right place, and you get a nice crisp join. And again, just join here. Now what you can do is you can put your pin through the points there where the triangles meet, and just line your pin up with the point of the square there, just to make sure that you are lined up. But the measurements should work so that it does line up anyway, but it's always nice just to be doubly sure. So you've got like the seam line there going at the diagonal, and the seam line coming down where the triangles are, half square triangles are joined together. So you pop your pin in at that point there, which comes out at the point of your, where the point of your triangle is joined. And then if you pop the pin in on the top of that point there where your square is, and then just run the pin along the seam line between the two, that just makes sure it's in the right place. And then you can pop a pin in there and a pin in along here, and that just makes sure that you're all straight and lined up accurately.
So my question then, Jane,
Yeah.
to our lovely viewers is, those of you that are part of Natasha Makes Designs membership, you don't have to do anything other than just click on the link and join us.
Yeah.
That's part of your membership. There's no extra cost. It's all in, done, happy days. What if, Jane, what if
not a
you
subscriber.
did a workshop?
Oh, yes.
What would happen if you did a workshop, kind of block of the month styly?
Yeah. You could start with from the very beginning, because it's a very good place to start. And then we could gradually build our skill level up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So a block of the month, and then by the end of it, you would have a glorious quilt.
Yeah, or a lovely set of cushions. Or
Whatever you fancy.
Whatever you feel like you want to have.
So for those of you that are procrastinating and sitting on your hands going, oh, but I can't, I need Jane to hold my hand, what if we could make that happen? Albeit remotely, like with Jane remotely holding your hand, but on a Zoom with Jane, so you can ask.
What do you mean by that? It's quite often Jen will say, what does that mean?
What? Let us know. Let us know your thoughts on this, because if it's something that enough of you want, we can make it happen, Jane.
We have the power.
We have the power.
Because we now have a Josh.
We now have a Josh, yeah. Say, yeah. Bridget says, will this pattern be in digital form?
It will.
Yes.
Just got a few things to double check and then it'll be available.
You know that our digital patterns always go live after our paper versions, just because if there's anything that we need to double check once we're all in and sorted and done, then we just like to dot I's, cross T's and all that kind of shenanigans.
So that's your centre square, which really is the more complex of all of it, which isn't complicated at all. It's all half square triangles. It's just making sure you've got them facing in to get that sort of feathered effect.
Nice. But you're not stopping there, are you? That is going on point.
It becomes on point. You take, this would be the Philip fabric. Is it the Philip fabric? I've got my Phillips and my Charleses modelled up. This is that would be the Charles fabric, that lovely more ditzy print. So on the original one, it would be this fabric.
Do you want to point that out, Jane, on the quilt?
It's just here. It's this one. So you've got that going on. So I'm going to I'll just do it with the darker. I'm not going to add these on, so I know it doesn't go. I'm just using colours, just some plain colours that we had, so I could just show you the technique. Again, it's a half square triangle, just like we added those ones on. So a square cut in half along the diagonal, and you would then add to each side, opposite sides, sew it on, press it back, and that then creates your square within a square, which is on point. Okay.
You see, that alone would make a beautiful cushion.
Yes. I might sew that. No, I'm not going to. I might sew those on, but I don't. I don't quite like that pink with that red. So then, your next one, you're going to make flying geese. Now, we're used to making flying geese using a rectangle and 2 squares, or 1 large squares and 4 1 large square and 4 squares. But we're going to go back to basics, if you like, and make it with 3 triangles. So you start off with your larger square of your background fabric, and again, just going to, this is what happens when the ruler's a little bit shorter than I want it to be.
Do you want my big, the big bad boys in there, Jane, if you like?
I'll do it this way and we'll see if we can do it. Should be able to do it. It's easy enough.
Oh, Jane, Rue had a play date yesterday.
He did what?
Rue had a play date yesterday.
Oh, did he?
Our new Dane had a play date with my old Dane.
Oh.
She came over to play when Mike's husband dropped the kids back. And so they had a lovely time.
Oh, I bet they had the best time.
Charging up. Poor Mabel couldn't quite keep up.
No, I can imagine. Bless her.
It's just like
4 steps to their 1. Bless her. She's only little.
So no, they did.
So you cut the big square through both diagonals to create 4 triangles, and these are known as quarter square triangles.
I need a new blade, don't I?
I do.
Yeah.
Quarter square triangles. Now you're going to have to, I would give it a, well, I always say, don't I, give it a good preparation with your spray starch, your best press, whichever you use. But you're just going to have to be a little bit careful because you're working with 2 biased edges. So you've got 4 triangles. Okay. Let's move those to one side for a second. And then you'll take your Charles fabric, and again you'll have 2 squares, and you're going to cut across the diagonal to create a total of 4 triangles. And then you'll have your linen texture or your cottage cloth in the coordinating print colour, and you'll have 2 squares of that, and again you'll cut that into half square triangles, so you'll have 4 triangles of those as well.
Nice.
And what you'll do, just look at this because I need to be sure it's on the right side. So you take your quarter square triangle of your background fabric, and you'll add your Charles print to the right hand side, and you'll sew that on. And again, it lines up, the triangle lines up with the bottom triangle, and you'll have an overhang at the top.
Right.
You need the overhang at the top because you need your seam allowance.
Okay. Jane,
Yes.
we just to give a little stock update, and I don't really like to do this and interrupt people watching, but of the purple option, which is the one behind you,
Yeah.
we only have 1 left.
Oh gosh.
Okay. We have 2 in the teal. That's it. And we can't, by the way, there's no magical making any more of these kits. When they're gone, they're gone.
We are limited, aren't we? Aren't we?
Yeah. And we have a couple more in the pink option, but that is it. So we have, 7 left in total. That is everything.
Right.
Okay, so it's not to panic you or anything, but if you come back to me later and say, can you make some more, please? The answer is no. I can't.
No, we can't get any more of the fabric, so.
So that's what we've got is what we've got. Sorry, Jane, just to interrupt this broadcast with a little stock update for everybody.
So we need to do that on all of our triangles with our Charles print, and then with our coordinating cottage cloth or linen texture, we place the triangle on the left hand side and we do the same thing. So you're working with 2 biased edges, so let your machine sew it.
Would you put a walking foot on at this point?
No, I don't think you need to. A lot of people, particularly if they've started life as dressmakers, tend to get their fabric at the back and pull it through.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know if it goes back to a time when the machines were a little bit more basic and we didn't have the walking feet weren't as good.
Yeah.
The teeth rather inside. But just let your machine do it.
Okay.
Just take your time. Just don't pull it, that's all I'm saying. And so this creates 4 large flying geese units.
Amazing.
And you'll make 4 of those. I'm just going to move those out of the way. So you'll have your square on square.
Well, hang on. I had assumed these were half square triangles. They're not.
Well, they're not, because I tried it with a half square triangle. I sort of made a mock-up with some calico while I was doing this, just to make sure my measurements were correct. And I tried it with half square triangles. And actually you end up with a lot of seam where it joins up here.
Okay.
And it can throw it off.
Oh.
So I thought we'd be better off with a flying geese unit.
Perfect.
Because then when this is put on here, you've actually just got that bit of seam and those bits of seam, so they line up. And again, we can pop the pin through the join there and there to make sure they sit together.
Nice.
So you go round, you'll do opposite flying geese. So opposite sides. And then you'll have 2 large squares of your background fabric, which you add to the other 2. And then you'll put those top and bottom.
Very good.
And it creates this spinning star effect.
It's clever, Jane. It's
Because
very clever.
That one will sit
there. Nice.
with your flying geese.
Sometimes it's not always obvious what you're looking at, is
No.
it? You just know, you just look at it and you know it works.
Yes.
Nice.
So you can see then that you get this sort of almost flying geese triangle effect there and there, and that goes round, and it's sort of, if we can go to the back image.
Oh, yeah.
Back
Yeah.
image. The back quilt, the real quilt.
The quilt.
It gives
The
like
quilt.
a spinning star behind that centre feathered star. So it's sort of like a star within a star, which is rather nice.
Beautiful.
Right, so mitered borders. You will have, when you've got your square, this is the sort of quilt centre part, and then you add your borders.
Which is just sashing.
Yeah,
Nothing difficult there.
but we're going to do mitered join in the corners because it sort of lines up those bits of fabric. So this is all I had left after cutting my 4 borders of the stripy fabric.
I'm going to say you've just blown my mind because
It looks...
I thought you had 3 borders on.
No, it's the fabric.
So
It's like a cheats panel.
it's just...
It's one
Oh,
strip
that's
of
clever.
It's one strip of the fabric. Now,
Oh, Janio, you are
you
clever.
cut parallel to the selvage. So you cut your fabric along here.
Do you cut into the selvage?
No, you don't need to, because they're very cleverly.
Oh, like
This
that.
border here, if I get the ruler, this is how I worked it out. This border here is 2 inches wide. The border against the selvage is just a little bit over 2 1/4.
Nice.
So you can take your 1/4 inch, if you put your 2 1/4 mark, let's go that way. If you put your 2 1/4 inch mark on this edge here, you can trim your selvage away and your little bit of border there. And then on this side, you trim it 1/4 inch into this cream border.
But you get the full border effect.
So you get the full border.
Oh, that's clever.
And then when you come to do the next border, you'll do 1/4 inch on that side and 1/4 inch
So
on
you
this
have
side.
one fancy white one that's trimmed down as a sacrificial one.
Yeah, so the way I did it, I went from this side of the selvage and then did that one, and then I did the other side of the selvage, so I did that and then that, which left me with that
one.
piece.
Nice.
Because I thought you could make a cushion.
Yeah.
That
You've
looks-
got a full middle, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got a full lot of stripe there. I'll
Nice.
refold that in a minute. So, doing your mitered edge, it's not difficult, but it's another way of doing something, and so sometimes it just takes a little bit of time just to get, because we're so used to sticking top and bottom, side and
Yeah.
side. You make all of your borders the same width. Now I just cut it all from the width of the fabric and then found the middle of that strip.
Okay.
You could measure and work out the width of your border, and then you have to add that to the length. So from the width of your fabric, the width of your border, and then the width of the border again
Yeah.
when you're working out your length. Mark 1/4 inch on each corner of the square. Now this will be the big squares of your flying geese units. But I just wanted to do it this side because it's a little bit easier to manage and see. So just 1/4 inch mark, just in from each side. I'm just going to do 2 sides of this, so I'm just going to, if I just check, I'd probably need a little bit wider, because you need to have the width of your border plus a bit. So we could trim this down, and in fact I might just trim it to make it narrower, so that we've got the extra. So this is how I did the borders when I was doing the 3. Just went 1/4 inch with my ruler. And of course the creative grids are great because they've got the frosted 1/4 inch mark.
They are useful, aren't they?
So it's really easy to see. Just down the whole length.
Yes, Erica, we will be doing digital downloads for the pattern, absolutely. Just bear with us, they always go up a little bit later, like we just said. We just need to double check stuff.
Yeah, because they're available so instantly.
Yeah.
We don't want to have to send you an update when we've realised that maybe one of the measurements isn't quite what
Although,
we
to be
thought.
fair, if you do buy the digital version, if there is an error, then we do update
You automatically
it.
get an update. So.
Yeah. Julie says it's gorgeous.
So this square is 12.5-ish. The border is 5. So we'd have to add 10. No, more than 10. Because you'd have your 10 on either side and that, yeah, that's right, 10. So the width of your border plus 10, so 12.5 plus 10 is 22.5. Now I'm not going to get the full width out of both of these pieces. I don't think I might do, because it's longer. So let's go 22.5.
Jane is obviously doing the maths in her head as she goes. The maths has been done for you in the pattern. It's just that she's doing this on a smaller piece for
accurate. You. And as I said, I simply cut the whole width of the fabric and then found the middle.
Hi Cindy. Hello Michelle. They've just joined us.
All 4 borders are going to be the same width, length, however you term it. Fold it in half and find the middle. Just finger press that. Line it up with the middle of your quilt. Now obviously with the flying geese border you haven't got a seam like I have here, so you just fold your quilt in half like we did when we were doing the middle one. Find your centre piece and then you can line that up with the centre of that part. Just pin that centre piece in place. And then you're going to sew along until you get to the 1/4 inch mark. So you might want to just pop a pin in where the 1/4 inch mark is, and that way that's also a visual reminder to stop there. Although the times that I sewed it on and just carried on sewing, I thought, oh no, I was supposed to stop there. Because you get so used to adding a border on the top and bottom and then to the sides.
Yeah.
So you'll just start a 1/4 inch in, and the beauty of this is you can follow that edge of the
It's
border
easy sewing,
as well.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's really straightforward. And you'll stop. Now you might want to do a bit of a reverse stitch on those edges just because it just adds a bit more reinforcement. So a bit of a reverse at the beginning and the end. So you will have like all of this extra, but you haven't sewn right up. You've started 1/4 inch from the edge and you've finished 1/4 inch from the end. And you'll do that on all 4 borders. So it's a bit strange. It's not intuitive like you're used to doing, because you end up with all this extra fabric
Flapping about all over the
that's not
place.
actually doing much to start with.
But I think you're going to do something magic, Jane.
It just gives, because it's a striped border, it just gives a really lovely effect, I think. It's really nice.
And these are the sorts of skill sets that you get to learn, and this is the really nice thing.
Well, it just adds something different, doesn't it? Because you could do top and bottom, side and side, but you wouldn't get that lovely continuation of the stripe going round, which looks like it's a border and a border and a border.
It's the clever bit for sure.
So as I say, you'll put all 4 borders on like this, and you'll have all this excess fabric floating around. You take it over so that you've got the wrong side facing you, and just lie the border flat as you can. Just get your seam allowance folded over. You can take that to the iron and press it over. You take your ruler, and you've got a 45-degree line marked on your ruler. If you've got your long thin one, it'll still be there and it'll say 45 degree. On this square one, it's through the diagonal, which we know is a 45 degree. You will line that up with the bottom of your border, ignoring the seam allowance, and line it up where those 2 points meet on the inside, where the seams meet. If I've looked over my marker, there it is. And mark that 45-degree line. Okay. Now, as I said, with mine, I just used the whole width, so you will have excess fabric past that 45-degree line. Do that on both sides. Fold that back, and then take your other border, and again, just manoeuvre it so that the seam allowance is just out of the way. Well, folded up, I think, is the best way to do it. I pressed mine so that it was already there and out of the way. And just take it from that corner, 45-degree line. You can turn it around so you've got it facing straight on. And your 45-degree line will go the opposite way. And I'm just trying to get it to do it on the with the ruler. I need the line going the other way, so I can work that from here. I want it facing out that way. So it's not so easy with the square, but you take it from, we can line that up with these points here, and we will take that 45-degree line like that. Now you might want to just take your seam line back and just mark that 45-degree line where you've just missed it on this bit, so it comes into there. Then you place those right sides together and you pop your pin through this line. Probably start in the corner. So take your quilt and you'll put it at a diagonal, so it's folded in half across the diagonal like so. And that just helps you line everything up. So you put your pin in there, and that's where the two lines meet against the seam. So you might have to just jiggle it a little bit and line that up there. And then take it, you've got your point here that you can see where that seam is, so you want it on the corresponding opposite side. So just there, pop that pin in, and then again on the edge. So you just have to just jiggle your fabric underneath slightly. And then we're going to sew on the line. So on that marked line, which is a 45-degree line. And we start from where that seam finished in the corner. So you might want to just put your needle back into the centre position so that you can see it through the centre of the gap in your foot.
That is very clever.
Now, I'm not going to lie, there was a couple of times when I did it, and when I looked at it, it wasn't quite lined up, so I unpicked it and realigned it. Sometimes the fabric just moves as you're pinning it.
And also it's a bias
happen,
as well, isn't it? You know, that's the other thing.
It should, take the pins out, it should lie nice and flat and everything should be joined up. Now I've just moved mine a little bit there, so I've got a little bit of a tuck. So normally I would have unpicked that and realigned it, but here it's okay. So what I would do then, if I'm happy with it, is I would trim that 1/4 of an inch away from that sewn line, And then I press the seam open. I don't do this very often, but it does lie flatter if you press it open. So and you can push that corner back flat and it will sit in the middle of the seam. So it sits like so. Because I've just managed to catch that slightly, it's not sitting as flat as I'd like it to.
But you are an absolute perfectionist on this,
So that is your mitered edge, and as you can see then, it gives you that effect of the border going all the way around. And you do that on all four corners, and that's your quilt top.
Nice.
So what looks like you've had to sew 3 borders and add it all together is
really
done
did
really
think that.
quickly with that striped fabric. And I just think it finishes off the edge of the quilt beautifully.
It really does. It really does. Jane, can we have a quick run through on the 3 colourways again,
Yes.
please? So that I can show you which ones we have stock of, which ones we have the
So
most of.
We've got the purple kit, which is behind us.
Right.
You get 1.5 meters of your border stripe fabric. So you've got that middle stripe that you could make a cushion to match. Or a little pouch, whatever you fancy really.
So this is the one that's on the back. This is the one that is most critical. We have one left. That is it in this colourway.
So this is your purple one. You get your pinks, 3 pinks fat quarters, 60 centimetres of your linen texture, your Charles long quarter and your cottage cloth long quarter, 1.5 meters of your border print, and then a 0.5 metre piece of your binding fabric. That's the purple colourway with
one of those left.
Red centre. We've got the gorgeous teal. Love this colourway. This has got the purple in the middle. Cottage cloth linen texture. Charles,
2 of these left.
Cottage cloth. Lovely border stripe with the teal. And then your cottage cloth for your binding. There's a 0.5 metre piece of that. And then we have the pink with the teal centre. So you've got your 3 fat quarters of your teal. We've got cottage cloth, not linen texture. You can see how it's a bit more creamy.
Yeah, it's
compared
warmer,
to.
isn't it?
So I thought that looked nice with the creams and golds. You've got the same fillet, I think it is, in the middle as on the outside. So it's a larger print on both of those.
Okay.
Linen texture. And then your border stripe and some cottage cloth. Look how beautifully that goes with that stripe there.
Stunning.
So that's your stripe for the red,
Jane, that would look so nice against my sofas.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And the teal in the star in the middle.
Ooh.
So those are the 3 kits.
Beautiful. And please could you flash me elephants as well as you're there?
Flash your elephants.
So completely unrelated, this came in.
This is rather beautiful.
It's rather lovely.
We're going to close up.
It's not a bad shout, Jane.
Look at
These
that.
are your tapestry elephants.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Yeah.
You could have some fun embellishing those as well with sequins
could
and
have
beads and all sorts.
All sorts of fun with these.
And look at the reverse, it's just as beautiful. Look if you can get it. The reverse. Look at that.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Such a lovely weight as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heart these very, very, very much. Yeah. Hang on, that's not the right camera angle.
That's one of my shirts, sorry.
It was boob cam again. Wow, that's the way to keep the farmers happy, Jane. Farm Rally will have to be swatting them out her kitchen. Get out, go do some useful work, boys.
Keep the nation fed, chaps.
Yeah, we need our farmers. So that's what we have on today's show. Tomorrow we have got an apron, Lewis and Irene apron.
Lovely.
We have got brand new Lewis and Irene vegetable-based fabrics. It's all a bit vegetable-y.
Nice.
Because we're growing stuff.
Yes.
We are growing stuff
It's
in
that
our
time
greenhouse.
of year, isn't it? Put the seeds in and
Yep.
get things planted.
We are. The cardboard has arrived for the top of our no-dig garden.
Cool.
Apart from it needs obviously lots of digging before you can get a no-dig garden.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
now realise. But yeah, this year we are hoping to grow most of our own fruit and veg.
Brilliant.
It's very exciting.
It is.
So kneeling pads we need. Well, you know what it's like. I make what we need,
Yes.
and we needed gardening kneeling pads. So that's what we've got, or just waterproof bases for
Yeah.
cushions.
Yeah, perfect.
You can odor coat it. You can use PU,
Lovely.
whatever you fancy.
Yes. Nice.
Yes.
Exciting.
So there we
Looking
go.
forward to that one.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow, because that is a nice, easy make. We'll flash all sorts of stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brand new fabrics and lots of goodies. Jane, thank you for showing us that fabulous technique.
You're very welcome.
I think I need a nice soup.
Yes, it's that kind of weather, isn't it?
Bottom of the fridge soup, Jane. Do you fancy it?
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
All right, let's do that then. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We're going to go and eat soup. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Thanks for watching. Grab your quilt kits or they'll be gone and then you'll be sad. We don't want that. And we'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.